Hello and welcome back to CX Reports. Today we are going to explore layouts and flows as one of the most powerful layout tools in our report designer. But before we dive into that, let's understand the two types of page orientations in CX Reports. Now you can see that all page orientation settings are configured in the Templates tab. You can set it to horizontal, ideal for landscape layout charts and wide content. And now, all of the pages of this template are horizontally oriented. Vertical orientation, on the other hand, is great for portrait documents and traditional report formats. But let's say that you need to change the orientation for a specific page. You can do that individually under the Page tab. This gives you complete control over the page structure of your report. So our main topic today is flows. They are essentially flexible containers that give you complete control over how elements are arranged in your reports. They are based on CSS flexbox technology, which means they are incredibly flexible containers. So the key advantage of flows is that they automatically handle spacing, alignment, and distribution of their child elements. You don't have to position each element manually because the flow does the heavy lifting for you. The most important setting is the orientation. This determines whether your flow arranges elements horizontally or vertically. Vertical flows stack elements on top of each other, as you can see, which is ideal for creating rows or sections. On the other hand, horizontal flows arrange elements side by side, which is perfect, for example, for creating columns. Let's say we stack this one line. By default, elements stay on one line. You can enable wrapping so that elements automatically move to new lines when they don't fit in one. And this is crucial for responsive layouts. Align items controls how elements align perpendicularly to the main flow direction. For horizontal flows, this controls vertical alignment. Stretch option in the end makes all elements the same height or width, which is perfect for creating uniform layouts. Here, for example, we cannot justify the elements because they are expanded, so we have to revert them to their natural width. Justify content controls how elements are distributed along the main flow direction. You can justify elements on the left, right, center them, or space them evenly. Now let's see an example with image elements. Here you can see better how the justify option works. And let's quickly make an example of vertical flow, where alignment controls horizontal placement. These options, as you can see, give you precise control over element distribution, which makes it easy to create professional-looking layouts with consistent spacing. Okay, so let's build some common layout patterns using flows first of all. For example, if you want to put a logo on your page, on the beginning of your page, in the left corner, where it usually goes, you can add a new photo. For example, you browse the photo, put it in, adjust the size, and don't forget that the flow in which it needs to go is supposed to be horizontal. So right next to the logo, you can add the name of your firm. If there is a need for longer content, you can enable breakable content here on the configuration tab on the right, which allows the flow to split across multiple pages when needed. Also, why are flows important in this case? Flows are perfect for grouping elements that should stick together during these vertical page breaks. For example, you have a chart with a title figure with a caption, or any related content that shouldn't be separated across pages. The flow acts as a cohesive unit, ensuring these elements move together as one block. So if you have chart and its title separately, there is a possibility that the title will stay on one page and your chart will go onto the other. But if you put both of those inside the flow, which means nest the elements inside the flow, then they will move together. Generally, best practice is to use templates for header and footer design, something that will be present in every single page of that type. In this example, you can see that we have a horizontal flow with the company logo on the left side and the company name on the right. In the middle of the page, there is a placeholder for your report elements, and underneath it, there is another horizontal flow with page enumeration. In here, you can also set your template margins and page orientation. You should not place any report elements here, but rather in the report editor. Also, there is no data available in the templates, so keep that in mind. Here's an example of a finished page. As you can see, there are 3 sections on it. Now let's remake it in a few easy steps. We'll firstly add a new blank page. Right-click split to 3 rows. Let's split the first section to 2 columns. In the left one, we'll add an image. Browse logo. On the right, we will add date and time, center it, and align it to the right. And now let's revert this float to its natural height so it doesn't take more space than needed. We'll add a spacer underneath it, and the second section needs to be split into 2 columns. In the left one, we'll add a heading and a text box. I have previously saved the text, so I'll just type this in from the data source. Here it is. In the right column, we will add an image. Browse the photo of the house and adjust it. Now let's add a few spacers. And revert it to its natural height. And the third flow we need to split into 2 rows. The first one needs to be vertical, and it is reserved for the heading. As you can see, the heading escaped, so we need to bring it back to the flow and revert it to its natural height. Now the lower row needs to be split into 2 columns, both filled with text. Right paragraph done. Let's add a few spacers. And we can revert the flow to its natural height. Preview the result in the upper left corner. That's it. Here are some of the best practices for using flows. Effectively plan your layout structure, so identify which elements should be grouped together and whether they should flow horizontally or vertically. Don't be afraid to nest flows. You can put flows inside other flows to create complex responsive layouts and use alignment strategically. Center alignment for headers, stretch for uniform section, space between for balanced layouts. You see, this is kind of final report that you can create. To get back on the point of today's video, flows are the foundation of flexible, maintainable report layouts in CxReports. They give you the power of CSS flexbox with an intuitive interface, making it easy to create everything from simple to column layouts to complex multi-section reports. Start experimenting with flows in your own reports, and you'll quickly see how they can transform your layout capabilities. Thanks for watching, and happy report designing.